To fully understand why the technological inheritance argument for universal basic income is not socialism, we will do two things. First, we will review what the technological inheritance argument says, and then compare that to the definition of socialism. The technological inheritance argument says the following. Number one, we live in a modern economy in which over 80% of our GDP is not the result of the efforts of any individuals or companies. It is produced instead by the value-creating power inherent in the knowledge, technology, and infrastructure that society has accumulated over centuries. Number two, that societal heritage is in the public domain. In other words, we, the people, own it, and the value it produces belongs to all of us by simple inheritance, by birthright. And number three, society has every right to require the payment of a royalty or user fee whenever a private enterprise uses our societal heritage in the creation of commercial value. Those payments would then fund a universal basic income, or UBI. Now, in order to show why such a system is not socialism, we first need a definition. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary provides the following definitions of socialism. These definitions describe a system in which all commercial enterprises are owned and operated by the government, and the government owns all of their output. The technological inheritance argument for UBI leads to none of those results. All that a UBI requires is that private business owners recognize that our societal heritage adds considerable value to their efforts. Since that heritage is public property, society has every right to receive payment for its use. After all, when a company uses intellectual property that is covered by a patent, they don't complain of socialism when they are asked to pay a royalty for that use. Of course, there is a less formal definition of socialism, favored by those who claim to want less government involvement in our economy. It is usually some version of the following. Socialism, any government program intent on taking money from hardworking people and giving it to freeloaders. Let us respond to this definition in much the same way. The money being paid in royalties or fees for the use of our societal heritage does not come from anyone's hard work. It comes instead from the value created by that heritage. A UBI is, therefore, simply a dividend paid to each citizen in recognition of their shared ownership of society's prior investment in the creation of our societal heritage. I would like to close this short video on a personal note by pointing out that I am a big fan of our capitalist economic system. I truly believe that a properly regulated capitalist economy is the most efficient way to bring goods and services to the people. I am not a fan of socialist economies. I feel that we only need to look at examples such as the former Soviet Union and the basket cases that Cuba and Venezuela are today to see the many ways that socialism can fail. I also believe that entrepreneurs and their investors should be encouraged and amply rewarded for being the engines of our economy. They should own and administer their companies and produce and distribute their goods and services in any legal manner that maximizes their profits. In addition, I believe that the best way to encourage capitalism is to allow risk takers to keep the lion's share of what they create and perhaps a portion of what our societal heritage creates as an extra incentive to do what they do so well. And finally, I do not believe that a universal basic income is in any way contrary to the smooth operation of a capitalist economy. Once again, I thank you for your attention. Please consider leaving a comment. I read them all. Please also consider subscribing and pressing the like button so that this important topic will reach a wider audience.